I'm Amaka Nwobodo and you're watching Network ITV News. Our commitment is to bring you the latest developments from around the globe. Today, we begin with stories surrounding us on governance and politics. Stay with us through the program for an in-depth coverage. We'll be right back. The House of Representatives Committee on Health on Tuesday raised concerns over the decline in the country's health manpower. The committee disclosed that due to the relocation of doctors and nurses from the Lagos University Teaching Hospital to various parts of the world, 5 wards comprising 150 beds have been shut down. LUTH is Nigeria's premier health training institution. Chairman of the committee, Dr. Amos Magaji, described the situation as worrisome, saying the legislative arm is working towards nipping the increasing rates of Nigerians going abroad for medical tourism in the bud. He said the Nigerian health workers' migration overseas has taken a huge toll on the country's health system, affirming that the jackpot syndrome will be curtailed by building state-of-art infrastructures and making the sector attractive and rewarding to workers, irrespective of their fields. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu unveils a short-term strategy to boost electricity supply with a focus on prioritizing metering, distribution and transmission infrastructure. This announcement was made during the third roundtable on technical standards, where Adelabu highlighted a bottom-up approach, emphasizing a bottom-up approach to prioritize impact over the various top-down strategies. The strategy aims to ensure a substantial proportion of generated power reaching consumers in the short term, with attention to both distributed powers from renewable sources and base load powers through thermal and hydro plants in the medium to long term. Today, the United Nations observed an International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people, coinciding with increased Israeli force attacks on Palestinian territories. The United Nations General Assembly designated November 29 as an annual day for solidarity in 1977, recalling the adoption of Resolution 181 on the partition of Palestine in 1947. Member states are urged to actively support and publicize the observance of this day. Additionally, an exhibit titled Palestine, A Land with People was inaugurated at the UN headquarters, on display until January 8, 2024. Katsina State Governor Malam Dikko Umar has submitted the 2024 budget estimate of 454 billion naira to the State House of Assembly. The budget allocates 72.63% to capital expenditure and 27.37% to recurrent expenditure, making a significant increase of 153.67 billion naira from the 2023 budget. Water sector receives the largest share, followed by the education and works sector. The budget will be funded through FAC allocation, aids, grants, capital development funds, internally generated revenue, and an opening balance. Key components of the recurrent expenditure include personnel costs, bills for pension and gratuity, and others for recurrent expenditure covering debt servicing, self-sustained revenue, and overhead costs. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is reviewing its 2024 budget presented by Yakubu A. Dadu, Chair of the Administration and Finance Committee. The proposed budget is 397,215,748 units of accounts, showing a 5% decrease from the 2023 budget. Dadu, who is also the head of the ECOWAS National Office in Nigeria, shared the budget during the ongoing Parliament's second ordinary session, citing a macroeconomic analysis of the sub-region as the basis for the adjustments. The completion and inauguration of the Kano State's multi-billion naira independent power plant project, initially scheduled for January 29, 2023, remains stalled a decade after its conception. The project, aimed at addressing persistent energy challenges affecting water treatment plants and streetlights in the state, was test-run but has yet to see the light of the day. Former Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, before leaving the office, had announced the completion of the Tiger 10 megawatt hydropower station, promising its inauguration on the specified date. However, the delayed commissioning has left the project unrealized, posing a setback for the anticipated positive impact on Kano State's energy infrastructure to Kano State if it had been commissioned and the project put to public use as promised. In a dire warning, Mr. Amit Jan, the director of Nanyang Technological University and the Singapore Business Federation Center for African Studies, has cautioned that unless the federal government swiftly addresses high inflation, removes trade barriers, and provides essential infrastructure for economic growth, over 35 million Nigerians may plunge into poverty. Jain issued this warning during the public presentation of a 10-year roadmap for Nigeria by the NTU SBF Center for African Studies in collaboration with Tolaram and NTU Singapore held in Lagos. Highlighting the escalating poverty since 2015, he stressed the urgency of interventions to prevent a further increase, emphasizing that without prompt action, Nigeria may struggle to alleviate extreme poverty for 35 million people by 2020. The president of the African Development Bank Group AFDB, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, warns that despite Nigeria's vast natural resources, the country may face a food importation bill of $110 billion in the next 2 years due to its inability to sustain itself amidst a growing population. Adesina emphasizes the need for urgent strategic thinking to address the closure of factories and challenges faced by small food businesses in Nigeria. He underscores the importance of value addition and industrialization to lift people out of extreme poverty, attributing widespread poverty to Africans' reliance on raw materials exports. Despite AFDB's $8 billion investment in agriculture over the 7 years, more than 283 million people on the continent still suffer from hunger. Thanks for staying with us. For more news and updates, connect to us on Instagram on NITVNG, Facebook, Network Intercontinental TV, and YouTube on Network ITV. Your feedback is important to us as we strive to keep you well informed. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for making us a part of your day. I remain Amaka Umobodo, and you are watching Network ITV. See you same time, same channel. Bye for now.